a technique that a lot of YouTube and like Newground animators use called bounce animation. Something like this, the usual thing to do would be draw an in between, right? Maybe you could do a smear frame, right? That could work. Smear frames, you probably want just one frame, so something like that. That works. And then, but it still looks a little weird. So maybe you'd want to also include a frame where the overshoot, right? So you overshoot it a little bit before it falls down, right? That looks pretty good. Then you're probably going to want to also include an anticipation frame, right? Where he's kind of getting ready to shoot his arms up. So now, look at that. It's a cool, fully animated guy right there. But stuff like this adds up over time, and you don't always want to have to put in all this effort when you're trying to make animations quickly. So back it up. Let's get rid of all these. What if we could get a very similar look, but without having to do all those drawings? We still just keep these two drawings, right? So the way I do that on this one, go ahead and hit this little marker here, hit move to scale, and then we're going to hit these little dots up here. You're going to need to change the anchor point from the center to the very bottom, right there. And right when the frame changes, you're going to put a marker there. You're going to put a marker right before it. You're going to put a marker right before that one. And then you're going to put a marker at the end. And what I do is this second marker, we're going to grab the top. I'm going to push him down. That's the anticipation frame we're going to have. And the next one, and that's the overshoot. So now you have this, and it kind of tricks your eye into thinking that there's an in-between there when there's not, right? And this is just squash and stretch, anticipation, and follow through. We're using the fundamentals here, but we're kind of cheating. But that's what animation's all about. It's a lot of cheating, you'll find. So now we got this whole cool little guy. And that's how I make animation super quick. So get out there and make some cartoons.